Alright, hello everybody, this is Kiereek here, and this is a shorty for the review and release series. Today we're looking at Rogue Legacy, and I'd just like to talk to you a little bit about it. It's a game that I picked up a long time ago and I never really got a chance to play, and when I finally did, well, I think it was totally worth it. Now, what is Rogue Legacy? It's a roguelike game, which means, the usual, when you die, it's done. You lose. That's it. There's no continues, no extra lives. You just die and that's it, you start at the beginning again. But Rogue Legacy has a twist, and I think it's a twist that's unique and that isn't usually seen in games, and it deserves to be celebrated a little bit for it. When you die, you do go back to the start, but you're not yourself anymore. Instead, when you die, you take control of one of three of your lineage, your I want to say ancestors, because ancestors sounds like it comes before, but one of your children, basically, I imagine. One of three, and they have different classes. You never know, they might be a lich, they might be an archmage, they might be a warrior, they might be a paladin, and they have different stats. And that's one of those things that makes it really unique, because when you take control of them, you keep your money from the previous run. You do lose it all among going into the castle, so you gotta spend it, and you also keep any items and stuff like that that your ancestor had. So in a way, every time you play through and die, even though you are restarting, you are making progress. And I think that's a really cool way of doing roguelikes, because that's the one thing that roguelikes always bothered me about. Like Faster Than Light, for example, it always really bothered me that what I did in one run had no effect on the others. And I guess that kind of made sense, because hypothetically they all took place at the same time, not sequentially, but either way it was kind of annoying in that sense. Now, like I said, there are different classes. Different classes have different abilities. So for example, the Lich, every time you kill an enemy, you gain a boost to your maximum health, which is kind of interesting. The Assassin, very low HP, very low defense and stuff like that. But when you attack, you have a really high chance of critical hits. It's a interesting group, and then some of them have special attacks as well. And the Archmage can swap out magic and spells and things like that. The Paladin can put a shield up. So it's worth finding which one suits you the best. Sometimes you don't get the one you want. Now, you can buy items from the blacksmith, you can buy magical power-ups from the enchanting lady, and you can even pay this one guy to keep the castle the same, because when you die, normally the castle will scramble. All the bosses will be in a different place, all the items will be all over the place, each room is randomly generated with enemies, and there's a couple main areas. There's a castle, there's a forest, there's like a mine, there's like a Mayan area, a dungeon is probably a better description of it. And each one of these has bosses all leading up to the final boss. Now, if you do manage to kill a boss of an area, luckily that does carry over. Phew. But this game is not easy. Alright? It is a hard fucking game. When you have your character, there's no such thing as an OP character. Every enemy can kill you. An enemy does a lot of damage if they hit you, pretty much no matter what. So you cannot let your guard down. You gotta dodge. You gotta dip. You gotta dive. And you gotta hone your skill. Now, it can be frustrating, especially when you've died for the 100th fucking time, but it's so rewarding. When you finally get to those bosses and you lock the castle in and you just throw ancestor after ancestor against them, lineage, your whole last 12 ancestors all died to the same boss, but because they kept paying to keep the castle the same, they kept keeping to fight him. And finally, one guy manages to do it. It's an amazing feeling. It's like, wow, I guess, what is that called? Avenged you. I avenged everyone for that purpose. And it feels good. It feels good that you earned it. You earned it because your skill got better. You didn't necessarily get that much stronger, but you got better at dodging. You got better at attacking. So it's rewarding. Now, it's lighthearted. The art style is very, it's pixely. It's kind of funny. But that doesn't mean some of the enemies don't have that creepy kind of vibe to them. There's a good host of enemies. Eyeballs, wolves, zombies, spiky things, giant Maya guys, things with shields, plants. They all have their own little unique attacks, unique personalities, and I like it. It's pretty simple, but it gets the job done, and it keeps you interested. It's addicting, because each game only takes a little while, unless you're really good and you don't die. But if you're like me, each game only takes a little while, so you can just kind of rattle them off. You do a little bit here, you do a little there. And that's perfect, in my opinion. That's what a roguelike should be. So if you ever get a chance to play Rogue Legacy, I highly recommend it. It may not look like much, but it is an excellent game, and it does keep you interested. It's surprisingly deep, it's surprisingly funny, and it's surprisingly addictive. Now, if that isn't something to get you into it, then I don't know what is. So please, check it out, see what it's like, and you'll probably have a great time. In the meantime, this was Kiereek. Please enjoy yourself, have a great day, be safe, and come watch more videos.